Hi, this is Kathy from Craft with Kathy. Thanks for joining me on this brutally cold evening, Friday evening. It's Friday, made it to Friday, and I know it sounds kind of crazy all day today. It felt like a Monday to me, but whatever. I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving and had lots of tasty food and lots of wonderful company to enjoy their gratitude-filled day with. That would be wonderful. We had a nice relaxing day around here. I've got an interesting project on tap for tonight, combining a bunch of different little things that I think you'll just think results in an awesome project. Just trying to zip up my little case with all my little tools and things in it here and get it out of the way to make some room. Scurrying around at the last minute because, would you believe, I placed a Costco order for delivery through Instacart, and it was supposed to be delivered by, I think it initially said 8 o'clock, so I said, okay, fine, I could go live by 8:30, and then all of a sudden I got a notification that the shopper had checked out, whatever, and then about 10 minutes later, another notification that a different shopper was shopping it, and it was like, okay. And then the next thing I knew is it's going to be delivered by 9 o'clock. I'm like, oh goodness, I'm not going to be done with this project in a half hour, I don't think. I just didn't want my groceries sitting on the porch. I know it's cold and nothing would thaw, but I was like, okay, can I get it all put away? So they did deliver it about 15 minutes ago, and I've been running around basically putting things away real quickly. A couple different pieces that I want to pull out together and talk about tonight. Excuse me, I know I'm a little hoarse here. Crazy busy day. I'm coming at you live from the suburbs west of Chicago. Drop me a line, let me know where you're viewing from. Say hello. If you're new to my page, just write first in the comments so that I can give you an appropriate welcome. And I am unboxing the board and pillar. And this is one of our cool surfaces. Whoops. Waiting for the chalkboard to fall out, and it won't. Let me see if I have something that I can grab it with and pop it out here. I don't have any fingernails to speak of, very little left, and I'm just having a hard time grabbing it. Oops, that was not good. Well, desperate times calls for desperate measures. Let me open up the other side of the box and push it out. Anyway, different kind of a project, a little bit of a mix-up of different things that I think results in a pretty cool finished project. So I'm excited to get moving on this. There we go. Okay. Whoa. So the board and pillar comes with a chalkboard, reusable chalkboard. Here's the pillar portion of it. The board sits in the little slot here. I've got another one here that I've used previously, and the board sits in it like this, so it could go horizontally or it could go vertically. And then there's a little screw in the back that lets you tighten it. So this way you could use it for vertical or horizontal 5x7-inch transfers. And being that it's a reusable, washable chalkboard, you could use it to make something for Thanksgiving, and then put a Christmas scene on it, put something for spring, put something for Easter, put something for summer, reuse it over and over and over throughout the year. Just spritz it with water, wash it off, and redo with a different transfer. So that's pretty cool about the board and base and a lot of our surfaces that are chalkboard. However, I'm not going to use this in the traditional manner tonight. I am also going to be using our pallet board. This is a whitewashed wooden board. and I kind of like the look of it. It's a little kind of distressed looking, kind of, oh, maybe a little farmhouse, I don't know. But I'm going to use that instead of the chalkboard for my project. So let me put the chalkboard away and use that for something else probably tomorrow. Anyway, lots of different things going on here. Let me grab the transfer that I'm going to use. I am going to use the Reindeer parking transfer, and I've used this obviously numerous times. Our transfers are reusable 8 to 12 times or more with proper care. And care is real easy. You just basically make sure that you remove the chalk paste from the transfer. And this is a transfer, not a stencil. The teal happens to be vinyl. What you're seeing through the teal through to the white backing is silkscreen. So our transfers are made out of silkscreen and vinyl, so they're kind of like a fabric. And the silkscreen allows you to get this beautiful high definition lettering and images. So I'm going to hop right in here because I'm going to be using this transfer on wood, which is porous. I want to wax my surface. And we'll get into the gilding portion of this project a little bit later. But right now I just want to put the image on the palette board and get moving with that. If you have any questions as we go along, just hop in and ask them. Hi Deb, how are you doing? If I don't see your question as we go along, sometimes there's a little bit of lag with Facebook or whatever. Just drop me a comment, and when I see it, I'll respond and reply later. So if you have any questions in general regarding chalking, just drop them in the comments. If you have any questions regarding techniques or anything else, drop them in the comments. I'm happy to get back to you with them. So I am going to wax this palette board. And the reason I wax my wood is to put a barrier between the wood and the transfer, because wood could have impurities, a splinter, it's painted. I don't want to take any chance that the paint or wood or a splinter or whatever comes off and sticks to our adhesive back transfers. We want to keep that adhesive is in as good a shape as possible because that helps prolong the use or the life of the transfer. I wish I had a nap. I've had a busy, crazy day today, and not real happy because I was running around with Mom in the cold for a doctor's appointment for her, and it's, you know, she's cold normally. She gets the chills, so I bundle her up in winter coat and throw a blanket on her in the car and everything else. I'm a little crazy about it, but she handled it pretty well. All in all, it was a little trying when they wanted to draw blood. Okay, this is our finishing or our surface wax, and I'm just taking some wax on this little applicator. I'm going to rub it in and then rub it off. I like our surface wax because it has no odor to it, no smell. Some waxes, I know, some paste wax could be rather strong and annoying, but this has no fragrance, so I really like it because of that. Plus it comes in a small container, so it doesn't dry out before I reach the end of the container like the big containers do for me, and then they drive me crazy because you've got all these little hard little balls of wax in it you're trying to buff out and whatever. So anyway, I'm just rubbing it in, and then I'm going to flip over my applicator and just rub it off. You don't have to technically wait till it dries. We want to put a barrier to protect the transfer, but we also want a barrier so that our porous wood doesn't absorb the pigmentation of the chalk paste as quickly as it would without the paste. That way, if I make a mistake, it gives me a little bit of lag time or a little bit of time to correct any issues that I might encounter. Sometimes that works, sometimes not. Our wood products are really intended more for a one-time use, but in reality, if you tire of the design on it, try one of our board erasers to erase it, and if that doesn't get it all off, just give it a little sanding or just repaint over it. So you could even use our wood surfaces over and over. Just not as easy to remove the design as it is with the chalkboard, with the spritzing of the water and removing it with a paper towel. So yes, this is a piece of Christmas decor. And this is not my original idea. Someone in our group came up with this, and I just thought it was pretty cool, and I'm going to eventually put my own spin on it here. I don't have my little embellishments today. Oh, and Deb was asking me about our bistro board earlier today, and yes, I found it, Deb. I had already done the All Is Calm, All Is Bright, and then the ornaments with Deck the Halls on this maybe about 2 weeks ago or whatever. So I really didn't want to remove this and use it for tonight. And I just knew I've had this sitting here for about a week knowing I wanted to do it, just mainly looking for the right time to get into it. So tonight's the night. Fun, 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 fun. And obviously I'm going to use the reindeer parking on here, but in reality, you could use any transfer you want. So even if you don't particularly like reindeer or you don't like Rudolph, you could do something else and kind of use the same techniques that I'm going to use with a different transfer. And if you aren't aware of our Black Friday sale, our last week and a half of Black Friday sales went on sale this past Monday. I'll actually put the link in the comments. I'll do it right now. I forgot to do it. And there's some really good deals going on. Some of our transfers are reduced by 40%, which makes for a really good deal. And we also have some surfaces reduced by 40% also. This pallet board is not on sale right now. But actually, our diagonal pallet board that I did the other night is on special right now. This is 10 something, if I remember right, 10.79 or whatever. It's a great deal. Nice heavy duty substantial board that I had put something else on, didn't like the way it turned out. Washed it off, distressed it a little bit, sanded it, made it look a little bit beat up, kind of like the board had been sitting around for a while. This is what it looked like originally, kind of like a blue-gray wash on it. So I sanded it and then just did a one and done using this transfer and white chalk paste, and it was done. I was done with this in less than a half hour. It was really cool and fun and simple, simple, simple. So, rough day today. Mom had a very busy day, and she was taking a nap, and it sounds like she's woken up. So I might have to excuse myself for a minute. I'm going to remove this transfer off of its backer, fuzz it a little bit. Obviously, this has been very well used, and you can see that it's stained from the pigmentation of the chalk paste. It does not alter how it functions or how it works. So I really don't have to fuzz. Fuzz is when you deliberately apply lint so that it does not stick as snugly to your surface. I really don't have to fuzz much on this at all because I want it to get a nice snug fit to my wood. Fuzzing is really important depending upon the surface that you're using it on. If you're using on fabric, obviously you do not need to fuzz it because fabric will put its own level of lint on it. But if you are using it on glass, mirror, or metal, or a window, obviously glass, right? You want to fuzz, fuzz, fuzz like crazy because that transfer is going to stick very, very snugly. And I'm just pressing this down lightly, making sure there's no air bubbles underneath my silk screen. And that's all I have to do with that part of it. I'm going to use 2 different color chalk pastes. I'm going to use our Shimmer Shadow, which is kind of like a shimmery, glittery black. And I'm going to use our Gold Shimmer. Now, this transfer happens to be from our Club Couture subscription package. I see a little air bubble here. Let me just lift this and lay it back down. If you're not familiar with Club Couture, it's one of the hottest subscription packages out there. You get a B size 8.5 by 11 inch transfer once a month, delivered straight to your door with 3 individual paste packets that coordinate perfectly with the image and the wording of the transfer. Shipping's on us. It comes straight to your door. The design and the transfer is exclusive to club members and to designers. I also have some special perks for my club members. Kind of try and spoil them where I can. And the company offers perks pretty much every month. Generally, there's a flat rate shipping of $4.95 for anything else that's ordered, regardless of the size of the order or the weight of the order. And if you're looking at some of our surfaces, weight can play a big part, especially on like those pallet boards or our premium porcelain coated chalkboards or Aiden boards. But flat rate shipping $4.95 regardless of the weight or the size of the order, so that's cool. And then there's other perks and things. The rest of this month, in addition to that $4.95 flat rate shipping, which is standard for club members, if you place an order of $100, you get free shipping if you're a club member. But as the months go by, there's different perks and benefits that are provided to club members, so that's always cool. And then I like to do 3 special projects specifically for my club members. If my club members would be so kind as to come to some consensus and let me know if they just want to see them in the guides or a special page, or if they're happy with Zoom. I know some people are a little leery of doing Zoom. They don't want to be on camera, and that's fine. Whatever you want, whatever works for you, I'm happy to try and accommodate. I'm trying to get the bottom of my letters here. I'm having a hard time seeing if it went through. So I just smooth this down, remove any lines, remove any excess paste. I'm going to lift up and make sure I got the bottom of my letters. Okay, it looked a little bit light right here on the bottoms. Shimmer paste takes a little bit more work sometimes going through the silk screen, just because of the nature of it and the shimmery and the shininess of it. So I just want to make sure I have everything there. Put my excess back in my container. No use wasting it. And then I'm going to do the black. Take a clean squeegee and use my black shimmer paste. And it's basically the same thing. Just apply it, squeeze it through the silk screen, remove any lines, remove any excess, and that's pretty much it. Now let me get my wording on top. And we'll take a quick look at this. You can see how quick and easy this is. No need to weed a stencil. We're not playing with paint. We're working with washable, water-soluble chalk paste that actually you can paint with if you water it down a little bit. And sometimes I use that to paint some of my surfaces. I'm going to lift this up and check it out as I go. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't like my eye right here on the reindeer. Seems like I didn't really get enough through the paste, so I'm going to come back over it and get some more paste on that. Push it through, see if that looks good, and take a look at it. That's improved, and my top of my R is a little light. I think I'd do much better if I was standing to actually see. Okay, that looks much, much nicer. And there we go. So that's quick and easy. 2 colors. This month's subscription actually comes with 3 colors. It comes with the gold shimmer, it comes with our black, and it comes with our candy apple red. But so I'm doing this a little bit different, just focusing on gold and black, and you'll see why in a moment. Let me cover up my chalk paste. Put this little palette board aside to dry. And we'll get into the gilding in a moment. As soon as Kathy's cold fingers could figure out how to get the cap back on the face, there we go. It was crazy. I wanted to hurry up and throw all the frozen things in the freezer, and I did, but boy, by the time I finished, my fingers were like ice cubes. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside to dry. Our shimmer paste generally takes a little bit longer than our regular paste to dry. Figure 5 to 8 minutes and it'll be dry. So I'm going to just set this aside and go on to the next part of this project, which actually, let me find what else I need. Here we go. Yes, I went crazy around here, running around looking for gloves and masks before we left today, and couldn't find the masks, and of course found some after scrounging through the whole house, which I guess it's time I order some more, I suppose. But then found my little packet in my purse. So I was more prepared than I thought I was. But it was just kind of crazy, and whatever. Let alone bringing snacks for Mom to keep her blood sugar up and her entertained in case we had to wait. So it's been an interesting day. What could I say? Okay, I'm going to put this glove on and we'll get into the gilding portion. My fingers are sticking. All right. So I don't need that. Okay, here's our base. Here's the little screw. I'm going to pull this screw out so that I do not get any gold on it. But I want to add a little glitz and glamour to this. And I'm going to do that using an old washcloth and some rub and buff. And this is antique gold. And I'm just going to apply it and then apply it to my pedestal. And you just basically, it's kind of like a waxy paint, and you just smear it and rub it into all the little crevices and things. Now this is a distressed base. You can see that it's white and a little bit of distressed. And I'm going to go over that and just make it gold and distressed. And a little bit of this stuff goes a long way. And I got to get in the little crevices here. I need to add a little bit more. Hi Amy, how are you? Boy, this has a little bit of heft to it. Did everyone have a nice Thanksgiving? Lots of turkey. I talked to my brother today and he was telling me how delicious his turkey was. His only thing was he thickened up his gravy too much because he didn't realize, or he forgot to, he did like a slush, what's it called? A slushy thing, I can't think of the right word, with slurry, I'm sorry, with cornstarch. I use a roux, but he used cornstarch slurry and it wasn't thickening it up, so he kept adding more, forgetting to add the heat to it. Hello? So his gravy ended up being a little bit too thick, and I should have said, well, just add some chicken broth or some vegetable broth to it. Worst comes to worst, throw in some beef broth, you know, or water and thin it down. So I'm glad he had success with his turkey. Last year or the year before, it really didn't turn out very good, and I didn't want to tell him that it was kind of awful, you know. But he's learning kind of the tricks of the trade. Always make sure your oven temperature is what it says it is, you know. Get a a little cheapo thermometer if you're having issues, and check it out. I notice my signal keeps dropping and coming back in. I hope that's not annoying. I don't know what's going on with the internet tonight. Got home from the doctor's and I don't think we were in a half hour when the power went off. It's like, seriously? And it was probably about 20% of the neighborhood that lost power. But they thought it was going to be out for 2 hours, but it actually came on, I think, in about 15-20 minutes, so that wasn't too bad. I don't know if I should do the inside of here or not. I'm going to do the inside. Why not, right? I want to get really good coverage, and then I want to buff it out and remove any excess. But I want to make sure I have full coverage first. Anybody do any Black Friday shopping today? Mom's doctor was out towards the mall, and I noticed traffic was pretty dang heavy going west. Wasn't sure what we'd expect to run into on the way back, but all in all, it wasn't too bad. Considering, of course, it was right in the middle of rush hour by the time we got out of the doctor's. Okay, I'm just going back over this and getting any place that I had light coverage. And I need to deepen that up a little bit. And then I'll go back over it and buff it really, really good. And this comes in lots of different shades. But it's a nice, easy way of gilding the lily, adding a little bit of drama to a piece. And what better time than for drama in your decor than Christmas, right? It's a time for deep, rich colors, shiny, and pretty things. I'm going to try wrapping this up pretty soon. You don't need to watch me apply paint, if you will. Almost done. I may need to go back over with a little bit more of a coat to catch little areas, but almost there. And I probably should have put a glove on my left hand, and I didn't. This is actually going to be part of a little vignette that I basically pull together with the designs and with the gold patina. Paint overboard. So you just kind of throw it at myself. Of course, if you wanted, you could probably just spray this with paint, but I really like how this product works. So I can get into the little areas, and if I want to make it look a little distressed, just rub some off, like right there. And I want to add a little bit more in this area, and then I'm done. Okay, let me cap this up, give it a little bit more of a buffing, and we'll put this little baby together. Now, look at how nicely this pallet board fits. In the pillar. I don't even actually have to use the screw. I'm going to put the screw in the back though, just to tighten it, because I'm going to tip it so that you can get a good look at it. Obviously I need to get in here a little bit and do a little bit more gilding my lily there. What do you think? I need to embellish a little bit, maybe add a ribbon, a little bit of greenery, whatever. I've got some other ideas for embellishing the pillar. But that's it basically. I used the pallet board and the base of the board, of the pillar and board. What do you think? Simple, easy. And then of course when the season's over, I could pull this out and put the chalkboard up there. That's fine. Thank you so much for watching. I surely do appreciate it. You have a great holiday weekend. See you soon.